What is up, Packers fans? Welcome back to the Daily Draft. I am your host and the publisher of Pack Report, Ross Uglem. Today, we are brought to you by Brewski Light Lager from our good friends over at Badger Estate Brewing. I'm so excited. It's draft season, and this is one of the most exciting players in that draft to me, and that is Luther Burden. It's a wide receiver out of Mizzou. I think if he comes out after last year, he's probably, although I think he's ineligible because he's only 21 years old. I think if he comes out after last year, he is a top 10 pick, but some questions and some, I don't know, maybe misusage, maybe a little bit of a difference in the quarterback play. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. But as a true sophomore, he was amazing. And the Packers love that stuff, man. The Packers love to go back to the film before the film. Jordan Love was much better his second to last year. Dontavion Wicks was much better his second to last year. Jaden Reed was much better his second to last year. Green Bay watches all the film, right? And I think Luther Burden could be another one of those cases. Pros, yard after the catch freak, absolutely electric with the ball in his hands. And I will tell you this, he is a better deep threat than his apparent reputation. I think people think he's a screen merchant, which I get, especially if you only watch the 2024 tape. He is a legitimate deep threat. He runs excellent routes. He's more of a quick and snappy, like a sudden route runner. There's guys that I love to watch run routes that run them smooth as far as like throttle up, boom, throttle down, getting open that way. This is boop, 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 and just fast like that. That from The Last Dance, Dennis Rodman, he's doing like this. That's Luther Burden run routes. I think he can play any position across the line. I don't know how much you want to play him at the X. But I think for sure you can line him up in the backfield. For sure you can play him in the slot, and for sure you can move him around and play him at the Z. I don't think he's a slot only wide receiver at the next level. He is a really really good football player. I will say that he is a very very good football player. Has 380 snaps out wide in his career at Missouri. Was a big time outside guy as a true freshman. And then I think they saw what they had and they said, let's get this kid the ball in space. But he doesn't have the size of a slot only receiver. Like, he's not super tall, but he's thick. He's built like a running back. He's thick like a running back without losing the wide receiver movement skills. That was my next point. So I'm glad I got there. Highly productive. Super productive. 2,300 yards in 3 seasons, and he started as a true freshman. Like I said, he's 21 years old, including a 1,200 yard, 86 catch, 9 touchdown season in 2023. And I'm guessing there's also some rushing there, but I'm just looking at his receiving stats right now. I just know that the Packers draft, the Packers like productivity at the wide receiver position as much as they get dinged for loving projection, as much as they get dinged for loving athleticism. Go back and look at the productivity of the guys that they've actually taken, like at Jennings and a Nelson and even at James Jones. Like, they like guys who were good in college at churning out yards and touchdowns and all the things that actually show up on a box score, as much as we talk about not wanting to box score scout. His 4.41 speed is very real. It shows up in the open field. It also does show up on go balls. I'm trying to continue to make this point that he is not a gadget guy. He is a gadget guy, but he can be a real part of a real offense. And to me, if he's the best player on your offense, and this offense isn't a good offense, but if he's the best player on your offense, he could be DJ Moore. He's giving me heavy DJ Moore vibes. Again, like, I think most people, I think I'm one of those people. Most people would say DJ Moore is a better, or at least a more accomplished receiver than everyone on Green Bay right now. I think Watson and Wicks have more maybe upside, maybe more talent than DJ Moore. But there's no arguing with the production. And again, like, if DJ Moore is your best wide receiver, have we seen a good offense that's the case? I don't know if we have, but I think you would take DJ Moore with the 23rd overall pick, and that's what you're, I think, sort of getting with Luther Burden. You know what else you guys need to be getting is the Green Bay Draft Guide, brought to you by Packer Report. That thing is chock full of information, more than 225 player profiles. All 225 of those have Packers fits written by either me or Jacob Westendorf or Jacob Morley, guys that know the team and their process inside and out. We've been doing this for years. It's every single player, you guys. It is an absolute work of art. We're so proud of it. Use promo code DAILY for $1 off. Cons. His route tree is not incredibly developed. I don't know that it's his fault. I don't know that Eli Drinkwitz's system is much for the league. Good. He has done an unbelievable job at Missouri for winning college football games, which, by the way, is what he's paid to do. But it's not a super pro style system. And certainly Luther Burden was not asked to run any kind of a reverse route, or excuse me, any kind of a fancy route concept, any kind of an intricate route concept. And his route tree in general is, it was not diverse. A lot of slants, a lot of pops, a lot of goes, a lot of the same thing. A lot of tunnel screens, a lot of just at the line of scrimmage or let's go. But when he was asked to do routes, I mean, for me, it's what can you do, not what have you done. And I like what I've seen from Luther Burden, but I think you have to include the route tree stuff. Heavy slot usage for teams that are looking to move him to the outside. And either Green Bay is going to want to move Jaden Reed outside if they take Burden, or they're going to want to move Burden outside. I think both can do it. I'd rather have Burden do it than Reed, but ultimately, he has heavy slot usage, and it's a projection similar to Emeka Egbuka. It is a projection. That said, one of the best two wide receivers in the NFL right now is Justin Jefferson, who played slot in college because they had Jamar Chase. Just because you are a slot at the next level, it might mean you're your offense's favorite toy and not you can't play outside. Doesn't have the size of a true alpha number one, if that's what you're taking him to be. Much more productive in 2023, 2024. So you do have to ask your questions about what happened in 2024. Not a ton of film directly beating man-to-man coverage. Lots of zone in the SEC, lots of reps for him in the slot. So if you are the Green Bay Packer and your best man beater, who is absolutely Christian Watson, is potentially out until midseason or worse, I think that is a knock against Luther Burden. Packers fit. Number one, I think he's more help for their deep passing game than you might think. Number two, I think he's better in the gadget role than Jaden Reed. Number three, I think he is an excellent football player, and they need excellent football players. That's the high-level analysis you get here at the Daily Draft. They have taken a Mizzou wide receiver. Unfortunately, that guy was Jamon Moore. But they took one of his teammates last year in Tyron Hopper, and, well, that doesn't look like it's going great either. But at least they're looking at Missouri's program. Anyway, they look at last year All-Stars. That was my last thing. Was I already named the guys off at the top of the show of the guys that were better in their second to last year of college than their final year. Green Bay will look at all the film, see how they can use him, not how has he been used. And I think maybe they have a top 10 grade on Luther Burden and they go, oh my God, he's here at 23. It's time to break the curse. Overall, he's got a true first round grade from me. I am higher on him than the guide. He is wide receiver 2. If Travis is a corner, he's actually my wide receiver 1. But I'll tell you this way. I like T-Mac from Arizona, McMillan. I like him better for the Packers because I think he's a better fit. But I like Burden more as a player in a vacuum. Guys, drink Badger State, buy the draft guide, and go Pack Go.